For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manns, and it's time for your daily dose of the doctor. Let's take a look for all you boot camp attendees at what should be one of your first days back to trading. We are going to pull up the NASDAQ scalper plan for Apple Computer and take a look at where the market is trading pre-market and get all those orders in and live and have a look at how we do. So first things first, here is the plan. We've got our level set for Apple. 124.37 is the first entry, 124.59 is the first out, 124.59 is the second entry, 124.87 is the second out, and 124.87, of course, then is the third entry with a 125.15 out. So let's have a look at what it's doing pre-market, figure out which one of these levels is the most likely to get hit, get those conditional orders loaded up, and then we will see what happens in the first half hour of trading. Looking at the pre-market ticker for Apple, we are trading right around 124.39, so that 124.37 level is going to be the most likely one to get hit right out of the gate. Again, we're going to want to see that move up and through that level, not just plow down and pick us up on the way in. So we're going to set up conditional orders, make sure that everything is on the right side of the market going into it. And we should have the opportunity, I think anyways, based on this morning's futures activity, to get long this stock probably a couple times off the open. And again, first half hour, we're just looking to take these directionally based on the bias of yesterday's close. So we're not going to be looking to do any short side trading, but let's have a look at what Apple does when the market opens. Here we are, Apple's live, and we're trading 124.44. So let's shift over, take a look at the charts, and see where the opportunities are for this morning's scalper entries. As you see at this point, Apple's trading up above our first entry line, 124.37. Based on the pre-market, that's where we thought it was going. I'm going to say things tend to revert in the first few minutes to that pre-market trading level. So if we miss this 124.59 to 124.87 leg, we're not going to worry about it. I would like to see this thing come in line with the futures, get down below 124.37. And then we've got plenty of room for a pop up through 124.37, back up to 124.59. If we get a little pullback there, we could have a nice hit from 124.59 up to 124.87. Each one of those moves, if you trade in 500 or 1,000 shares, is going to be pretty substantial, right? They are anywhere from 20 to 30 cents a piece, so those can add up in a hurry. And why don't we just go ahead and hold off here and wait and see if we get this move down below 124.37, which is where it looks like Apple is going right now. All right, we cut out some dead air time there, and we see that Apple has moved down through 124.37. No trade there. It's just down, down, down. What we need to see happen now is that move back up through the number, 124.37. At that point, we'll bracket up the order. We're looking for 124.59. 22 cents on that move. 500 shares, you're about 110 bucks. 1,000 shares, you are going to be $220. And what we want to see is a nice, clean move. 124.37 directional based on yesterday's closing range up into 124.59. Couple minutes have gone by. Here we are at the 124.37 entry. As you can see, plenty of time to get this trade off. It's going to wiggle around that line just the way it did at the boot camp. You're going to see exactly the same kind of behavior in these setups as we saw live in the room as we were trading them together. So now what we are looking for is a move that takes us 124.37 to 124.59. If you're listening to the trading pit from Trade the News, you know what's going on in the futures, and you can sort of gauge how good of a shot you have of actually hitting all these levels. If not, then the important thing is just to trail a stop in behind it. You want to get down around that 124.20 level on the stop. If it gets down below that support, you are no longer interested in being long this trade. But in the interim, let's see if we can hit 124.59. Once we do, it's going to take us in and out of this position, right? From 124.37, it got us in. 124.59, it's going to close us out. Next layer of brackets is going to require a move down under that 124.59 tick. That is going to get us back in if it pops up and through 124.59, and then the next target on it is going to be 124.87. So let's just watch this one live. We will see what happens over the course of the next minute or two, and hopefully we will have yet another example of a profitable trade. So this is trade number 1 for the morning of Friday the 13th.
Trade dominated by the buy side here today. 3.5, 380. 3.5, 4 even.
Here we are. We've printed 124.59 a couple times, so if you got filled on that, if you're a real tech guy, if you are using a top-tier broker-dealer, you should be out of that trade. If you're on one of the other trading platforms, don't worry about it. Most likely we're going to get another pop-up. There was another one, and as you know, the most likely course now is going to be for a move up to 124.87. Thing to watch out for here is, did you get filled and already get that next order loaded up? We would prefer, of course, to see a little move above the 124.59 line and then a dip back down again and have that be the impetus for the next order to go off. If you haven't filled yet, your worst case scenario should be 124.37 on a break-even exit. My guess is we are going to see a move higher here based on what's going on in the Chicago futures. There you go. Everybody should be getting cleared out now. 124.59 right at the number. Now what we want to see is that opportunity to get long again and go 124.59 up to 124.87. If it dips down below again and you just got filled on the way out, then that's what's going to happen for you. If you got filled on that previous bar, then you should already be long 124.59, looking for the 124.87 exit. The other thing, of course, that you could have done is when it came up and just started to nibble at 124.59, you could set a trailing stop on it and then just look for the 124.87 exit.
Some folks are excited today. 2 even 2 half. There you go. He's on fire at 1 half, 1 even 1 half. 1 even 1 half. 1 half 180. Could be the gunner's last day today. 1 half 180.
Here we go. This is just the way you learned it at the boot camp, right? So now you came back down. You got picked up 124.59 as it's wiggling around that price there. Our next goal is going to be to hit 124.87. If you missed it so far, don't worry about it. You still have opportunities to enter right at the price here. And once we get up to 124.87, this one is going to run out of gas pretty quickly for us. That's because of all of this overhead resistance right here at 124.87. So what you don't want to do is look for a big leg higher right there. What we do want to do is time those entries based on those bands that we identified on the scalper trading plan. If you were at the boot camp, this is by now something you should have in the back of your mind, right? It does not matter that it has taken 5 minutes to get from the entry to the profit target. 5 minutes is nothing in terms of trading. If you are targeting that 124.87 line, you should be getting ready to exit or have your conditional orders set up. We don't want to put those orders out to the exchange. We want to make sure they're housed on our machine and trigger conditionally. There it is, 124.87 just got you out of the position. So that is entry number 2, 124.59 up to 124.87, and that is the second profit of the morning. So 2 trades, both for profits. At this point in time, you should be pretty happy with what's been going on. Our next entry opportunity is going to be 124.87, and we're going to target 125.15. If we see a drop below this 124.87 line, you should be ready to go and have your conditional order set to trigger. So the order would be, if last price is less than or equal to 124.86, then buy stop limit 124.87 with a 124.89 limit. Now it looks like this time it's going to hit. There it is, 125.15 without us. We did not get the pullback below 124.87 so far today. 50 cents per share on Apple, just trading the automated algorithm right out of the gate. Next thing we're going to want to look for here now is a reversal back down through these levels into yesterday's trading range, and we'll see if we have any more long side opportunities on this one. And again, it's not until after the first half hour of trading or so that you're going to start considering whether or not you want to take these between the bands on the way down.
5 even 5 half. 55 here for the bigs.
Well, no second entries on any of these coming down this way so far, but we've got the possibility of a move down to the 124.37 line. If we get a trigger on any kind of reversal in what we're hearing from the futures pits, then we are going to look for an opportunity to get long there. We've also, of course, got the possibility of a 124.59 up to 124.87 entry. But it looks like we are gravitating in the futures and in Apple down towards that opening range. I've got a resting setup for 124.37. If last price is less than 124, there it is, 124.37. We're going to get filled 124.37 long. We've got a very quick exit on this one, down at 124.31. Based on natural support and resistance. Now we're looking for a 124.59 fill on this time, and if we get up to that line, we're going to get closed out there. If not, we've got the stop now at 124.37 at break even, and there we go. We're ticking 124.58, 59. There you go. You saw the order go. We are out, and that is the first hour trade in Apple Computer. So that ain't too shabby. We got 37 to 59 the second time around. That's another 22 cents per share. So for the morning, for the first 30 minutes of trading, we managed to book 72 cents per share in Apple Computer. If you're trading 1,000 shares, that's 720 bucks. That's much better than a poke in the eye, right? And if you're trading any number of shares larger or smaller than that, just go ahead and divide it out. If you're trading 500 shares, of course, you're making $360 on those moves. That is great. It's a great place to start. If you guys from the boot camp have any questions whatsoever, give me a call or send me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. This is the best trader education anywhere, only from traderinsight.com.